Hola. From the west side. It's me. DC the Purple Diva. And welcome to Not So Random Chat. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Hope everybody's having a good evening out there. I know I am. Hopefully some of you caught my earlier broadcast today where I popped up on y'all. But, right now I kind of want to talk about live streaming, because I know there's a lot of smaller YouTube channel holders that are maybe anxious about going live. They don't know if it's a good idea for them to go live. But I think it's a good idea for everybody to kind of get their feet wet at least one time with doing a live stream. But there's some things you need to think about before you actually do a live stream. First thing you should think about before doing a live stream is really what you want to talk about doing that live stream. It could be anything and just light chit chat. But I find it's always helpful when you start a live stream, even my first test live stream, to have something to talk about. Even if it's just about, hey, this is my first time going live. I'm just seeing who's out there. It could be something just like that. And then I know a lot of people are afraid to show their faces, because, generally when we're sitting at home, we're not getting all made up and everything. Now, I put on makeup for my videos, of course, but when I'm sitting here at night doing these live streams, I generally don't have on makeup. So I do these live streams through StreamYard, and I put up my avatar. The other reason I do that is because then I don't have to have a whole bunch of bright lights on in the house at night. Makes it hotter in the house, But sometimes I do come on camera at night. Just depends on how I feel. But when I do my daytime, I do come on camera, But you have the option of you can always turn the camera, to the back if you're doing it on your phone, so that they're looking at black, or if you're doing it on your computer, you can, put something over it so that it's just, a black screen up there. You have that option to do that, but I think live streaming really is a good way to engage, your friends, is what I call the subscribers on YouTube. It's a way to engage them. And, to kind of give them more than what may be in your videos. And it also gives you kind of instant gratification in knowing that people are out there and supporting you. Because, as with most content creators, when you start to go live, you're going to get at least one person in your live. You just have to be patient and just organically grow the live. Because most people get a few people in their lives, especially if you're going live against people who have, large chats. But that shouldn't be a discouragement, because, when you get more comfortable, as you get more comfortable by growing your live streams, from nothing to something, it allows you to be more comfortable. So, you grow with your audience, and you will remember the people who were there when you started out small, and you'll find that you will find things to talk about in your lives, especially if you've already got your channel specifically to something, like if you're a crafter, you could talk about your crafting projects doing a live stream. Talk about your next, upcoming crafting project. If your channel is a gaming channel, easy. That's so easy, because the gamers, you can just get on there and you can just, do part of a game or do a whole game, and you really don't actually have to come on live if you don't want to. But I know most of the gamers that I follow on here usually have like a little teeny of them in the corner, and so it's cool to watch them doing their gaming. Hey, Black Mountain Station, how are you? Happy Tuesday. I'm just talking about live streaming, right now, just kind of encouraging small YouTubers like myself to come on and put that toe in the water and go ahead and do it. That's good. I'm glad you're doing well. So, like I was saying, I think that people who haven't done a live stream will be amazed. Hey, Joy, how are you? I think people who haven't done live streams will be amazed at really, how easy it becomes. Because it's not easy to get out there at first and do a live stream, especially if you've never actually, gotten in front of the camera. Like for me, before I came on YouTube, for 10 years, I did internet radio. So my voice was out there and people didn't get to see me, So I'm used to it from that perspective. But when I was doing the internet radio, I wasn't doing a whole lot of talking because it wasn't a talk show. It was a music show. So I would be playing music, and in between the music, I would come on and I would talk, and I would read some of my, my poems and stuff, or I'd read some poetry by someone else, Am I getting on camera tonight? I don't know. Right now, I look kind of scraggly, so I don't know. And I have it dark in here, so that means I have to turn the lights on because my son's kind of hanging out watching TV and reading what's going on TV while I'm sitting here talking to you guys. But I come on camera most of the time. I mean, just at night, I generally use the avatar because I explain this to the people during the daytime. But my son is an adult with autism. And so sometimes while I'm actually live streaming, he will come over. He wants to get a hug. He wants to rub heads with me because that's our thing that we do, since he was little. and he just comes and checks out the situation. So rather than that being a distraction, I don't have it on camera generally. When I come on during the daytime, I'm at work and there's nobody around but me most of the time. So that's why I'm on camera. But one of the things I think is a good idea for people to do if they're comfortable with it. Hey, T Million, how are you? Thank you, Black Mountain. One of the things I think is really, really cool that people can do is they can actually do like collaborations during their actual live streams, like have panel discussions and have other YouTubers come up, and then they can have, talk about different things. That's one thing that you can do. I know that some people like play games and stuff doing their live streams, like they do trivia and all kinds of other things. There's a lot of different things that you can do to fill up the live stream time. And then sometimes what you can do is do something live that you were going to record. And that helps you to get used to using the live function. And the reason I'm talking about this is because a lot of us are coming on here, and although monetization may not necessarily be the key thing for us, I think that all of us should be, working towards that, and I know 4,000 hours of watch time is a hefty amount. I've seen a lot of people who've done it in like a matter of months. I can't do that. Not with my schedule and not with my son. But I've seen people do that within a matter of months. And then I've seen people that have done the overnight streams to get their watch time. And then, some people have been fortunate by having a video that got a whole lot of watch time. And that was what helped them to get to the watch time. But what I tell everyone is, even if you don't like going live, you should try it at least one time, especially if you want, to eventually make your channel grow to be a bigger channel, because it just makes it more personal, I think, especially since most of us are out here doing really, positive things on our channel. And it kind of counteracts the negative stuff that's going on in some of the lives. Just being honest in regards to that, And I really think that it's something that's really important for us as small content creators, The other thing that I wanted to talk about is mods. That's the next thing I wanted to talk about. So I know that it's a big deal out in these YouTube streets. A lot of people want to be a mod, but mods have a lot of power, but they also have a lot of trust of the YouTuber who has given them that blueprint, so to speak. Like one of the basic things that most people do if they have people being moderators on their channel is to make sure, that they keep the chat respectful. So that's really one of the things that a moderator should be there for. They also should be there, looking for trolls, because unfortunately, no matter what you're live streaming about, you will get trolls. You will get trolls. And that's why it's important, even if you don't have a whole bunch of subscribers and you're going live, to make sure that you have a couple of people as moderators, along obviously with yourself, to just kind of control that type of stuff in your chat. Because as I said, most of us are here for positive stuff, and the trolls' job is to distract and disrupt and bring negativity to the chat. You know, that's what they do. And some of them have, I don't know, 5, 10 accounts, and they unfortunately troll a chat. And so it's very, very good to have somebody in there to assist you. So again, like I said, the moderator is really a position of trust. Now, here's what the moderator isn't, in my humble opinion. The moderator should not be a person who uses their wrench to time people out, block people from the chat because they have some personal gripe with them outside of that person's channel. To me, that is very disrespectful. And to me, that is not a proper use of the wrench in being a moderator. You know, I feel that if a person has issues with someone and they happen to be a moderator on another person's channel, and that person comes into the chat, unless that person starts to come at them crazy, then I would say I probably wouldn't do anything. I would just ignore the person. But obviously, if they start being disrespectful in the chat, disrespectful to the host, then that's when you're going to time them out and or block them. And then what you would do in that situation is go to the host after the live stream and let them know what happened in case they didn't see it. So then it is up to them if they want to allow that person back in their chat or not. But I've seen that in some people's chats, moderators have, in my opinion, misused the authority and the trust that is given to them by the person who has the chat. Hey, 1SP, how are you? How are you? Sure, I'll let you come up. Give me 1 second. Let me just get my mouse. I don't have it over here. 1 second. Let's get my mouse so I can put it in the chat. And sure, you can come up, 1SP. I'm just talking about, right now, I was talking about live stream before. Now I'm talking about really what I think is the role of the moderator and the importance of a moderator. So let me just put it in the chat. 1 second. All right, I put it in the chat. If you want to come up, 1SP, feel free to come on up. Hey, Miss Kinks. Thank you for coming through. I'm just talking about the role of the moderator right now, ma'am. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You and 1SP are here. I got 2 of my mods in here. So the real thing, to me, a moderator is a position of trust. The channel holder is trusting that person to, number one, watch their chat, make sure there's nothing disrespectful in the chat. No one's disrespecting the host. No one's in the chat disrespecting other people. That's really, really important. As I said before, it is not their role, in my opinion, to put people out of the chat or time people out because they have a personal issue with that person. Again, unless that person is coming into the chat being disrespectful, Sure. Did you miss the thing? Let me put it up here. You can come up too, Kinks. You know, I'll put it in the chat again. Maybe y'all didn't see it the first time. Give me 1 second. All right. So I put it in the chat again. I mean, if you have a grudge with someone and you're a mod on somebody else's channel, let me reiterate. Unless that person is being disrespectful in the chat to you, the host, or other people, then just ignore them. Period. You know? Don't cause dissension. Hey, 1SP, how are you?
Look at purple. Look at purple, DC.
How are you?
Oh my God. I'm so glad to be on here with you.
Oh, I'm glad you came up too. I'm glad
you came up too. Your sexy little kiss.
Yeah, I think I end my videos with that too.
Oh man, I love that kiss.
Oh, thank you.
I love that kiss.
Yeah, but you know, I'm just really just talking about, you know, the things that people need to do
to be a moderator.
Yeah, I'm just talking about live streaming and just what I feel the role of the remote. Oh, I think I lost him. He fell off. I think I lost him. He'll come back. That happens sometimes with StreamYard. And I don't see him backstage. So when he comes back. But anyway, yeah, I really think that these are things that, you know, we should be talking about like right now, especially with the stuff that has been going on, you know, to encourage people, because I know some people who are discouraged by all of the mess that's going on. I mean, you know, they, you know, don't necessarily want to be around that. And what I say is, oh, there's 1SP again. Let him back up.
Yeah, it's okay.
And what I say to that,
look at kinks and curls.
No worries. Huh?
Look at kinks and curls.
I know. Is she coming up?
Yeah, look at kinks and curls.
I don't know why I sent you back there. Try again, Kinks. Let me put it again.
Look at Joy's Chick Chat. Look at Joy's Chick Chat. Okay, Joy's Chick Chat here.
Yeah, it should let you come up, Kinks.
Look at Kinks and Curls. Joy's Kit Kat. Oh, look at this. Look at a wild boy. A wild boy. Oh, look at T-Millions.
Oh, okay.
Look at T-Millions. Look at Black Mountain Station. Black Mountain Station.
Try again.
Yeah, if you at first you don't succeed, you could dust it off and try again.
Yeah, try again.
Like the late great Aaliyah said. The late great Aaliyah. So how David doing? He off from work now?
Yes, David is doing fine. He's just sitting. He's actually sitting. He may be in the chat and just not talking because he's on I think he's on YouTube.
No, he on YouTube. He need to start his own channel.
Yeah, I don't think that's happening.
He gotta start his own channel. He'll get monetized real quick. You know, I did a video for him. You see that?
That's weird, Kinks.
Huh?
I don't know. Maybe I should send it to you in an email.
Hey, Matt. Yeah, I think you should send it to her in a text message.
Okay. No, I'm going to send it to her in email.
Send it to her in a text message.
Let me see something.
She probably needed it on that text message. I think she just wants you to text her.
Yeah, I'm gonna send it to her via email.
Yeah, come on. What's the big deal?
Because it's not letting her come in, so I'm gonna send it from my email. It doesn't take me but a second. I just opened up the email.
Look at you. You multitasking.
Yes, I am. There you are.
You
I just got her
multitasking.
email.
I remember last time I got on here with you, you was talking about Christmas.
Yeah. Let's see. Stream.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
you was like you celebrated all of that, and everybody else was like, "Oh, I'm not doing it this year." Yeah.
Yeah, well, I am gonna talk about Christmas. I am gonna talk about that, just not tonight, but I am gonna talk about that. That's a deep one. All right, let me send this to her.
Christmas ain't my thing, man. I don't do all of that.
Yeah, I know. Okay, I just sent it to you. I just sent it to you, Kinks. I sent it to your email.
Kinks and Coils do everything.
Yep, I sent it to her. I sent it to her email, to her Gmail. So yeah, well, the reason I'm talking about these things and everything is because, really, I think those of us who are here for the right reasons should encourage each other.
Oh, I don't do that. I don't do that enough. I don't do that enough. I think I'm not reaching out to enough people yet.
Hey, Leffer, how are you? I know. I couldn't stay over there either. I came through for like a second.
Hey, DOD. How you doing, DOD?
Yeah, I'll have to look at the replay.
Peace to you, DOD. Peace to you. I love DOD. DOD need a Instagram. No, DOD need his own website. That's what DOD need.
Yeah.
He need his own website. DOD need his own website. I mean a www on it.
I think he has a Patreon.
He need a website. That's what he needs.
Yeah, well, hopefully he'll get to that.
DOD got so much. He got so much knowledge. He need to have his own gift for everybody.
Yeah, but yeah,
close with his message on it. It's not just close. It's a blessing because you get motivated.
Yeah, but Lefford, I'm gonna catch that on the replay because I saw you there, but I had to start my my own live, so I could.
DOD need his own merch. DOD need his own merch.
Hey, King.
No problem with.
Okay, there you go. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Thank you for coming up, girl.
Oh, you're welcome.
Man. Oh man, you're just a blessing to have around.
But I mean, I really think that it's important for those of us who are on the positive to kind of just keep putting that message out there that, like I'm basically, I'm basically
here.
Yeah, I mean,
D is here. That's my boy, DOD right there.
But one of the things that we have seen is that in some of these situations that have been going on, it's been the person that in that moderator position that may have caused some of the issues. So that's why I'm saying what I'm saying about, mods, if they have beef with somebody, don't bring it on somebody else's channel.
Now, I appreciate what you're doing.
Yes. You know what, Diva? I just made a live about this, like literally before coming here. What I'm seeing is a lot of these moderators, they have some kind of a bond with the YouTube content creator. There's a lot of favoritism going on. Yes, I just made a live on this literally a few minutes ago because, when a situation happens, it's kind of like, okay, I got to choose a side. It's going to be, the person that modded me. So that's kind of what I'm seeing. A lot of this moderating is not based on, the channel. It's based on having this wrench so that you can do what you want to do to any person that comes in the chat, whether you like them or don't.
Preach.
Yeah, so that's kind of what I've experienced on someone else's channel. I was a moderator for that person's channel. What I noticed is, okay, if you're not on the person's chat a lot, they unmod you.
Oh yeah, that sound like
You
my
know,
page. That sound like my page. Yeah. My
yeah.
bad.
Okay, if you
I did
right,
that
what
on
you're saying,
purpose.
one is
I did that on
is
purpose.
right.
If you don't
Hmm.
come on mine a
Yeah,
lot, yeah, you're gonna get unmodded. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I do that a
I
lot.
mean,
yeah. You're not.
there are
I did.
pages that
I had to do it. I had to do it. I
want
had
to
to
see
do it.
you messing with us. There are
I had to
pages.
do it.
He's trying to keep it light. He's trying to keep it light. I know. I know. There are pages where people. Oh, she'll come back. It just kicked. She dropped off. There.
I had to make an example out of her.
You know what? Shut up.
I had to make an example out of her.
You too funny.
I had to let people know I wasn't playing. If you don't come back, you get unmodded.
Well, I know there's some
Yeah.
pages where everybody's a mod. Everybody in the chat is a mod.
Well, that way nobody can't kick nobody out. That's
I know.
smart.
I know. And and some people do that, so that everybody feels special. And so that for that exact reason, people can't.
Well, I know when I modded everybody, it's because I wear glasses. And it's hard for me to see people. So I had to mod them so it'll be easier to read their messages.
Yeah. Okay, there's Kinks. Let me let her back up. Hey girl, you back?
Yeah, I clicked out the wrong link in the background.
Oh, I know what you did. I know exactly what you did. I did.
You gotta be careful when you're clicking, But
Yeah.
Yeah, but I had to make
on some channels, Kinks, I see on some channels, and one of he said he does this on his channel where everybody's a mod, so that nobody can kick people out of the chat, But for me, I mean, I'm not doing all of that. I just pick a couple of people who I trust who also are content creators, so they understand,
Right.
I mean, to me, and this is nothing against other channels, because I know some channels have people that are not content creators that they're
look
mod.
at Billionaire, what you doing on YouTube this early?
Hey, Billionaire, because
What
he's
you
my
doing on YouTube
friend.
this early?
He's my friend too.
Billionaire, your friend. Billionaire, I've been knowing Billionaire for years.
Can I say something, because I want to agree with
Go ahead.
with
I'm
Max.
still not gonna remod
When
you.
Max
Go ahead.
answered,
Mm-hmm.
he said exactly what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And let me go back to it. Exactly. And the content creators get mad and turns people against you, whether the mod is right or wrong, and get mad when you call them out. When I tell you, I literally just did this.
Mm-hmm.
If you click on my channel, I literally just made literally a live about this. Real talk.
I'm gonna go to your live. But it's still not gonna weigh my decision on remodding.
Good. I'm glad you are a billionaire. Yeah, but I mean,
Look at you. You blessed. Oh my, Billionaire is blessed. You blessed us by coming, Billionaire.
I just think that it's really, really important.
This whole chat room is blessed because of you, Billionaire.
I'm
so glad you're here. I'm so glad you're here.
I'm glad he came through. This is his first time coming in my chat.
Prayer's been answered the moment you came in, Billionaire. The prayer's been answered.
Really, Matt?
It happened to me. Well, I'm going to just keep unmodding people there. I'm going to just keep unmodding people. I see that I'm everywhere now. I'm going to keep unmodding people. That's what
I mean, here's the thing. I mean, it's there should be some happy medium. And it's my feeling that whoever the channel holder is should be very explicit with the people that they give a wrench to as to how they want them to use the wrench. Period. And then if they can't respect that, then they don't need to have a wrench.
You said period with
right.
Period. Okay.
Because when someone is a mod on your channel, they're representing your channel. And so their actions in your chat are a reflection on you as the channel holder.
Oh, Billionaire said, I brought that angels with me. Oh, yes, you did. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. You mean the angels
You know
brought
what,
you
Diva?
with them? The angels brought you with them. You have favor on the angels.
Go ahead, Kinks. What are we saying?
What um literally, like I said, this individual. Now, what about if the moderator is bullying you because they don't like you,
Oh
and you
yeah,
were
I do that all
formerly a
the time. I
moderator?
bully you all the time.
I
Yeah.
would have a conversation with the channel holder
What
because
if the channel holder is the one that's bullying you?
then I'd unsubscribe. That's easy if it's the channel holder that's doing. But if there's a mod that is bullying you in the chat of somebody else's, I would go straight to the channel holder.
All right, DC,
Well, you know
DC.
what?
The only problem.
I've had this I've had this talk with the host of the channel,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't feel like the situation has been resolved
You think that there's
because
some favoritism for their mod?
yes, yes, and I just
DC.
talked about that in the live.
Then
And ironically, I
yeah,
come here and we're talking about moderators.
then sadly I would
You,
have to not be able to visit that person's if I still wanted to come to that person's channel, I'd come and see the replays. I wouldn't be in any of their lives, but
yeah,
I would probably unsubscribe, but that's
yeah,
just me.
Mhm.
yeah. Yeah, if you still support it,
Right,
you could support them on Instagram or something. Like you don't
right, and
have
that's
to
that's
go
kind of
on
what I've
YouTube.
done. I've unsubscribed. I made that YouTube content creator video,
Hmm.
you know, but that is what's really and truly, that is what's going on right now
I know.
with all of the drama that we're seeing, all of this, you got my back and I got your back, and all of this favoritism, and content creators are against other content creators. It's like, I don't want to be a part of that. So
And I'm
what I've done was
exactly, and I'm not part, and
I
exactly.
DC, let her talk. Like,
I'm sorry, and I'm not
let
part
her
of that
talk.
either.
oh no, no,
Go
no.
ahead, Kinks.
Oh no, people has it. It's just, I've washed my hands with the situation, but ironically, I come here. You say the same thing that I said on my channel, literally.
Well, we're gonna go to your channel and see what you got up there, and we're gonna comment on it
Well, the
and
thing
stuff
is
like
that
that.
you know what, those of us who are being responsible content creators need to be having this conversation right now, because we are all aware that there's a whole bunch of mess going on
Okay.
in various sectors of YouTube,
Okay.
you know, and as of today,
Uh huh.
I know that um, some things are supposed to be changing. I know some
I feel
channels
like if
have
a
started to be
long
shut down,
country.
you know, because they're not going to really put up with the hate stuff. And even though the COPA, that COPA law, we all have to comply with it as of today, even though that is out there, and they really put that out there for the the bigger YouTube,
I
the
like
bigger
what
YouTube,
billionaire
i.e. the
said.
white
I like
YouTube,
what billionaire said.
with all this
Billionaire,
doxing that's
billionaire.
going on in part of the black YouTube, with this very small portion of it with kids, it's going to have some serious ramifications in that
All right.
particular sector.
All right,
Mhm.
but sometimes when people feel like they're bullied, it's not usually like what they think it is. Sometimes the person could be joking with them and they take it, seriously. So, usually, sometimes if you come out and say, "Hey, look, that really offends me," then sometimes, it's been times when I had first started, I'd be like, "Oh, I'm really offended by what you said," and they were like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I was just joking. I wasn't really serious." So like it's been times, more than a lot that I actually like experienced that because, someone said everybody gonna have to celebrate a certain day. I don't do that, like, I mean I could discuss, how, I feel about it, but openly I don't, celebrate certain days. I
Right.
don't eat certain foods, like pork is like a big deal in America, but I don't eat pork.
Right.
You know, so it's a
Mhm.
lot of things that goes on. Like if they say, "Oh, black people love ribs," I'm gonna be like, "Oh, I'm black, but I don't eat ribs." Oh, you have to like, dude, I'm really offended by that. I don't eat ribs.
Yeah, but
my bad, my bad.
I think it's more than just that. I think what the issue is that it's gone past just bullying. People are calling people out of their names. They're
What?
putting they're putting
Somebody called you out your name?
no one's called me
What
out of my name that I
what
know
they
of.
called you
Well,
beautiful?
someone
What they
called me
called
out
you
of my
queen?
name.
Right, that's what I'm saying. People being called out of their names. People
Oh,
are
shame
being
on them.
people are people's personal information has been put out on
Hmm.
YouTube.
Shame on
People's
them for calling you
children,
a queen.
yeah,
They should
people's
know better. Your
children's
name is
pictures
Diva.
have been put out on YouTube. So that kind of stuff is the kind of stuff that I'm talking about has some very, very serious ramifications, because
Well,
the bottom
Hmm.
line is that if I want somebody to know my real name, I'm going to say my name. You
oh,
know
I
what I'm
like that
saying?
song. I like that
And
song.
and it's not anyone else's place to put that information out there.
You make me want to
Hmm.
know your name. Boy, boy, boy. Now I gotta put a name with that smell. Now my dreams are incomplete now. Oh
Diva
man.
is fine. Diva is
My
fine.
you know what? Like I can't even dream about being diva no more. Now I know
Diva is
there
another
has to be a
iteration of
name
my
for it.
name, to be perfectly honest. It's a Spanish iteration of my name.
I
Um,
have to. Yeah, you told me that and start with like a R or something. You
it
told me that.
doesn't. It
Yeah.
DC or
Yeah, you're right. It then got real dangerous on here. It's to
it
the point where
yeah, it
um
has for a lot of people, because even if you're not, the problem is that there are people that have gotten caught up in stuff that weren't even here when whatever happened in the past,
Hmm.
but
Yes.
they're getting, they're kind of getting snowballed into stuff, so generally,
mhm.
you know, that's the reason why I don't go into certain lives. I just, if unless they're having their normal content, I stay away. I wait until they have normal content. If they're in there doing, the shenanigans because of what's been done to
Mhm.
them, I just try not to go. I try to stay away from those lives as much as
Yeah,
possible.
you have to stay away from the beefing sector. You
I
have to
mean,
stay away
I
from that.
I
If you
only have a
can't deal
basic
with it,
knowledge of what
then
happened.
like
Well,
Reagan
that's
said,
all
if
I
you
have,
can't
Diva.
stand it,
I
get
don't
out
know
the
what's
kitchen.
going on. All I know is I'm
Thank you
tiptoeing
for
on
being
YouTube.
there. I don't mind being called those kind of names, but that's not the kind of names I was talking about. I appreciate those kind of names.
Yeah, they need to stop calling you queen and beautiful and stuff like that. They don't know you personally, so they don't know if you're a queen. They don't know if you're beautiful.
I mean,
They need to personally
and
know
then
you
and here's
before
the
they
other
try to
thing
pick
that
on you.
that to me is offensive, and it may not be offensive
Hmm.
to other people, but this is offensive to me. Um,
Gorgeous.
when people get out there and start making suggestions that people ride on the short bus, that they may have a developmental disability when they don't really have one.
Right.
It's as the mother of someone who actually does have one and is an adult, I'm like, well, dang, what are you that insensitive to that particular portion of the population? Because what they don't know is that there are YouTubers who have developmental disabilities who are out here with channels. Some of them have bigger
Right.
channels than they do and are monetized.
Hmm.
I don't like people, making fun of segments of the population when they're trying to go at somebody in conversations, because you know, it's
Well,
offensive.
I don't understand what's wrong with riding a short bus. I don't understand that.
Well, what they're doing, one SP, is they're attacking the disabled, they're attacking
Uh,
the elderly, they're attacking the deceased, they're
hey,
attacking your
look.
children, your
I
pets,
mean,
everything.
if you ever been in the military, like, and you're going to basic training, they don't put you in a big bus. They put you in a shuttle bus. So, like, it's the same way. Like, I mean, like, I've been in one, so, like, I
Yeah,
actually like,
it's
if
just
you've been to a military, you would know, like, we go in
right. It's
shuttles
just it's just it, it's just ignorance. I mean,
from the airport.
to me, I feel that if you want to go at someone, you know,
Mm-hmm.
do you have to really? Why are we calling each other names? I just don't
Well,
understand that
you
part.
gotta understand. You gotta understand that not everybody is cut from the cloth that 1SP came from. You know, understand that I'm ahead of my time. The cloth haven't been invented yet, so you know, people are gonna call you, you know, out your name. People are gonna offend other people, but you are a greater person than that. Some people are just like seriously like need help, you know, and this is their cry for, you know, that kind of help or attention that they need. And, you know, this is the best time to pray with them or pray for them. Like, if you're in that chat room, this is the best time for you to get out and pray for them, you know.
Oh
Like,
yeah, I
there's
understand. I mean, exactly. I exactly. I mean, I am definitely praying for all of the people that are involved in all of this stuff. That that there will be some peace, and that everyone will come to their senses because all of this negative energy has got to be wearing on them. It has to be stressful.
Mm-hmm. I'm really just getting back on YouTube, literally, and I even addressed it, and it's gotten ridiculous. But YouTube is also cracking down on this act. Like every time you make a video or a live, there is an act that you have to complete. You know, you have to restrict the video, age restriction. You also have to
All you have to
tell
do is
YouTube it's only for children.
if you do your channel, you don't have to do it. I just made my channel not for children. I just automatically
Mm-hmm.
I just did it for the channel that my channel was. I'm not making my audience is not children. And then when I went into YouTube Studios, my audience is primarily between the ages of 25 and 35.
Mm-hmm.
Unless y'all are lying about y'all ages.
Yes, I do that for every live now because I don't know
No, but if you
what's going on.
right, but
And
if you flag your channel as that, then what happens is it automatically makes all the videos that you did before that, and it makes everything after that. You don't have to do anything else. All you have to do is make the channel
okay,
that way.
okay, gotcha.
Yep. All you
Well,
have to do.
I'm gonna
Yep.
have to do that then because it's getting out of hand on here. I don't know what the outcome is gonna be of that situation, the one that me and you know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm out of it. I was never in it, but I can't risk myself like that. Oh no.
I mean, there's other stuff that I'm seeing with other YouTubers that I know that weren't even in that mess, that are in other messes, and then there are people that are making videos about that, and I'm like, wait a minute,
Oh my god.
and one of the people in this particular case is someone that you and I both know.
Um, does the name start with an S?
Nope, starts with a T.
What?
Yep, sure is.
Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
Yep.
Oh no, 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 no. It done got out of hand now. I wow.
Yep. Because I happened upon, only reason I know is because I happened upon a video in someone who I subscribed to, someone who I just subscribed to not too long ago. And apparently, and they were commentating about that particular thing. Uh, and her name came up.
Mm,
And they said her whole YouTube name. So I'm not mistaken.
wow.
Yep. And
Oh my god.
apparently that's the same person that I subscribe to is supposed to have a live tomorrow to talk about it.
What?
Yeah.
What? Her? I would have never thought her. Not her. No. Mm-mm. Nah.
Well, to me, what they were talking about was some messy stuff. You know, I guess they had some live stream where people were cash apping each other.
Mm.
And apparently she got mad because she had cash apped and nobody cash apped her back.
Mm.
And so,
You know, I get on YouTube a little too late because I intentionally stayed off of YouTube with everything that had been, y'all. This is Diva. This has been going on for over a month. Do you realize that?
yep.
Oh, ain't no
But
way. Ain't no
Joy,
way.
exactly what you said, and I agree with you, Joy. I agree that some people don't have boundaries. They don't care. They don't care. I mean, I can see that. I mean, just by the number of videos that are popping up daily,
Mm-hmm.
daily,
Mm.
and
Well,
if
I
it,
know that
and if it was just in one sector of YouTube, I said, oh, it's just us.
Let me see.
It's not just us.
There are a good 7 or 8 people involved in this.
Oh,
Yeah.
in the thing that the person I just told you was in, because I think she's in a different one.
Mm.
I think because the names that person said in their video that I looked at weren't any of those people.
Mm.
But yeah, you're correct. In both situations, I'm thinking we know these people on YouTube, but again, to the point that I have been making, we are all associates. We are like Facebook friends, only YouTube friends. We don't actually know each other. And it is going to be like that until VidCon, probably, where some of the people who are still around by that point probably will go to VidCon, because those are the people who are going to be serious about YouTube, because up to this point, the black sector of YouTube, they don't have hardly ever go to VidCon.
This has gotten ridiculous, and I talked about this in the live, and I warned everybody to be careful because, at this point in time, I just don't know. But all I know is,
but Kinks, this started with the bigger YouTubers, and now it's scrolling down to the smaller YouTubers.
Yeah, I know. And I would have never thought her, because I've been wondering about her. I know she hasn't been over to my channel or nothing modding. Now it all makes sense.
Some mess going on. That's all I know.
I have a good 20 something subscribers. Ain't no way in the world. But I've been pretty quiet on my channel up until now. But even now, it's getting crazy.
Yeah, what is it? Oh, are you back, Mark? Yeah, I was wondering what happened. Let me see. I'm just looking at the chat. Yeah, but I mean, honestly, I'm gonna say to you what I say to everybody else: do your content, ignore all the other stuff. Just stay on, just stay on focus, because you don't have nothing to do with that, And
yeah, but you know what, Diva? My name kind of sort of got mentioned, but I didn't believe it because
it got mentioned. It got mentioned in the same sentence as that person whose YouTube name used to start with an O.
With an O?
Yes. That now starts with an R.
Oh God. Oh wow.
That's the only place that it got in, that it came up in, is that stuff that I already knew that she had pulled you into and had you drugged, and which was the reason why you had changed your name before. That's the
wait a second. Whoa. Wait a second. Hold on a second, Diva.
They're bringing up the stuff that she did long time ago. The
Whoa. Wait.
The GoFundMe.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
getting out of hand.
But all they're doing they're only talking. The only place that your name is being brought up in is with that past stuff, and the fact that she's coming around I guess she's going around on a whole bunch of channels, and she keeps changing her names and thinks people don't know that all those other channel names are her.
Diva, you got private chat. You got my email. This has gotten out of hand. You know what? I had just said that I was going to go into the new year doing a different thing. This is ridiculous.
Well, but the thing is that you are doing something different. You don't have nothing to do with that. I mean, that person just keeps getting run out of every sector of YouTube that she goes to. And it's just and this was the last sector for her. So I don't know what's going to happen to her. Don't worry about her.
I know, right? I know. She can't go anywhere else. I know.
That's what I'm saying. Don't worry about her because it's her negativity, and that's what everybody was saying. They weren't really saying anything about you other than the fact that you were involved in that one thing with her. But you've already told everybody about that thing, so we all know the real deal. So I wouldn't worry.
Yeah, I did everything that I could to fight that. I'm not gonna lie, and this is crazy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You already pulled yourself out of that. And you've already told everybody about that situation months ago. So what they're talking about right now is old news because we already know about it, and you haven't had anything to do with that person in months.
Now this is crazy.
Yeah.
And where is all of this happening? Because I don't see it.
Well, her name came up as a doxer.
Oh, gotcha. Enough said.
Okay.
Oh my God. I need to read my Bible tonight because you know what? This is wild. And I don't know. Things are just changing on YouTube. I don't know. It's like the atmosphere has gotten really, 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 really heavy. Wow. So that individual with the name S, that individual wasn't lying. However, I understood the correlation to
S's name got brought up too, but that appears to be some old beef, you know, and the only thing that they were saying about that person is that they saw something and didn't say something. That's all.
This is crazy.
That's what they said, and apparently, yeah, but I don't know anything. You know, I just hear them saying, you know, certain things, but I already knew that there was some that there was an issue between S and, you know, that other person.
Mm-hmm.
I already knew.
Mm-hmm.
I just didn't know what the issue was, but it's all around the other S person, the male S, who always seems to be in the middle of everything.
You know, well, you know what? I Diva, I did I did everything that I could to clear that up. Everything. I was even going to get a big YouTuber involved in this, but I didn't want to because I knew I had enough information to clear this up. You know,
well, nobody.
But I understand.
Yeah, no one's really talking about. No, your name is not really being brought up. It's only being brought up in regards to you being associated with that one particular thing that this other person who they named as a doxer has done.
Yeah, and you know, I even called that person out for who she was because I had no idea. But when I got a chance to see the information from a BC,
Yeah.
that was enough right there. You know, I knew what this is crazy. Oh,
Yeah, but see, none of you guys have been in the because there was a live where a lot of Black content creators were in, and that's when those things were said. But like I said, you were only mentioned in passing. It was really about the other person, because apparently that person.
And you know what? In
I couldn't see
tactics,
that person, but apparently that person was coming into the chat while the chat was going on, and they were talking to that person, and that's how that person even came up, because they kept coming in there and on troll accounts.
well, you know what? Empathics are normally being used as scapegoats for sociopaths and narcissists, and I talked about that a lot on my channel. So yeah,
Let me get this. Who is
I'm
this person?
so glad this is getting cleared up.
Who are you? The person who just made a quick account. Who are you?
God.
We're talking about about live streaming. We're talking about the role of a mod, and then we're talking about how YouTube is changing to a more positive atmosphere in all sectors.
You know, it's limited people that I can trust on YouTube as a content creator, because I don't know, Diva, I get a really bad feeling from all of this. I really do.
I'm sorry, I don't know who you are, Dave.
Yeah, I see that person down there. Ironically, he made
the Dave that the Dave that I know. The Dave that I know is on live right now, and he would
really.
and he wouldn't be making a quick account to come into my chat. So I don't know who you are, but you look like a troll.
Oh boy.
Oh, this is somebody who's from
In
London. You're from London? I have friends from across the pond. Well, as long as you are respectful, you can stay in the chat. Like I said, as long as you are respectful, you can stay in the chat. We don't have a problem with that, as long as you are respectful. But
you know what?
but the role of mods should really be at the channel holder's discretion. But in answer to your question about that one particular situation where you did go to the channel host and you didn't seem to get any resolution, then that's your answer right there.
But you know what? You're gonna have to. I really would appreciate it if you would email me, some point in time between tomorrow.
Yeah.
This is crazy. If anything, I have a very big deal of concern right now. But yeah.
You didn't know that your name you knew that your name had been mentioned, but you just didn't know in what context. That's the context that it was mentioned in.
No. I just literally got back on YouTube today. I've been on and off of YouTube for the past week. You know, I did a video on Juice World 2 days ago. But prior to that, no, I really haven't been consistent on here. So I'm literally just finding out by, as of official today, one of my moderators. So if this was mentioned weeks ago, days ago, I have no idea.
Right? No. I'm saying, I'm saying, you know, as of today, you knew earlier
Yes.
today that your name. That's what I'm saying. You knew today when you came on that your name had been mentioned. That's what I'm saying. But I'm giving you the context in which it was mentioned.
Yes, yes. As of today, yes, by one of my moderators. Yes.
I was actually in the chat when that happened. I don't remember whose chat it was, but I was in that chat. And other people may have been in the chat, but on certain people's live streams, they have a whole bunch of people blocked. So who knows if they were actually there.
Right. But you know what?
Hey, Nancy. Hey, Ghost Pirates.
Oh. They tell you to choose your friends wisely. They tell you to choose what circles wisely. And
that person is and pardon me, an old lady who has nothing else to do with their time. Because all of their business has been called out because of their doxing ways.
So it is true. Even the finale of all of this, in the most recent live with an individual named BB. In that last encounter. Yeah, it was true.
Well, I think that DOD went back to another live that's going on right now, where I believe that BB is in that live. But it's not. But it wasn't on her channel, because when I got the alert for it, I like went in for a second, to see what they were talking about, because I was getting ready to come live, and I just happened to hear her talking. And I looked and I saw him in the live, but I said, well, I got to go ahead and start my own live, so that just told me that he wasn't going to be over here.
Oh, wow.
He's not a, but I didn't, but I'm not, I don't think that, that's fine. I got two of y'all here and I'm here, so we good. And Terry, and Terry's going to drop in.
Yeah. He's been dropping in on me, and I'm just,
and we've been having we've been having some very, very good panels. We had a really good one last night. Hey, Darren.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do the replay because I've been busy. I'm gonna be honest, Eva. I've moved out of my house that second week in November, and I've been dealing with housing, and I'm getting ready to move out of the state here soon. So, I mean, I'm getting back to what's going on. I have no idea what's been going on.
That's because you're in real life. Anything, you're not even involved in any of that, of the real life stuff that's going on YouTube, and as I said, you said when that whole thing went down months ago, you told us all about that because you got doxxed in that situation.
Yeah, I do believe I have. I can't put my finger on it. I just know that a certain individual has information on me that me and that person knows, and I know for a fact isn't going to do anything with it. But it's really sad that she got brought in the middle of it too at that time. So, those videos that I did are not going anywhere. Nowhere.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. You posted videos in regards to that situation a long time ago. You named that person by name in those videos. So, and everybody knows all her different aliases. They really do. But anyway, let's move on to some more positive things. So I hear you have some really positive things going on with your job, though.
Yeah, I'm still in the medical field, and I'm most likely going to be moving to Vegas here
Oh,
soon.
wow. So you won't be
Oh
far.
yes.
Hey, Marlon
No,
Music.
no, not, no. So it's
That'll be
been
good.
pretty
That'll be
interesting.
good for you. You know what? That'll probably be good for you and your kids too, because it's not that expensive, and you don't have any state tax.
Hmm.
There's no state tax in the state of Nevada, so that'll be good.
So, oh yeah, I'm getting ready to take that big trip out there here soon.
Well, that'll
So
be
I've
good
been
for you.
preparing for that. I've been trying to focus on other important things, career, and you know. So overall, those are the good things that are happening. So me moving out of my original home
Hmm.
was not easy, but I know that it was going to lead me somewhere positive. And yeah, so
And your family's excited.
I'll be in
Your
2020.
family's excited.
Hmm.
It'll be a new chapter for you and your family.
Oh yeah, for me and the kids, yeah,
Yep.
and my mate.
Yep. That's what I'm saying. That's why I said family.
Hmm.
That's why I said family. Hi,
Oh
Collection
yeah.
Music. How are you? Oh, one SP is enjoying his retirement. It's nice for a lot of people to be able to retire early. That's a blessing. That's a blessing. I hope to retire early
Yeah.
too. I hope to retire early to be a motivational speaker and a speaker, and writing books and still doing my
Hmm.
YouTube.
Yeah, I just I got a lot of things that I want to do going into the new year.
just,
Um,
just
a lot
do
of
it.
exciting challenges I'm gonna do.
That's great. I'm so happy for you. I really, really am. You know, but I
Me
really,
too.
I really think that one of the things that would be really good for you to talk about when you do come back full steam is mental health.
Yeah, yeah. I kind of talked about that a little bit on my channel tonight, but
Mhm.
I haven't gotten into the nitty gritty yet. I think that will be very important.
Yeah, I'm gonna touch on it. I'm gonna touch on it. Some during this time of the year, because this is a time of the year where we unfortunately we have the highest suicide rate
Hmm.
between now and the end of the year, and I really think that we should talk about it, and just because there are a lot of lonely people out there, and a lot of people out there who feel like they have no hope. And I just think that it's something that people should be cognizant of, because this might be a happy time of the year for some people, but for other people it's not a happy time of the year because they don't have anybody around them.
Hmm.
So that's one of the things that I know I am going to be talking about. So,
Yeah, I know that the CDC reported last week that this month will be the highest month for really high flu season outbreaks. So I plan on getting my shot sometime before the end of the month.
yeah, yeah, I see what you said, Darren. Yeah. I, but you know what? But I think that there, like, especially, I would say, not just in the Black community, but I would just say in all communities of color, and that would include Asians, we don't like dealing with mental health issues. And I think it's a thing that's cultural with all of us, you know,
Hmm.
because even you know, even though we're in the diaspora, it's the same thing over in Africa for you know those who are, you know, but that's probably because, you know, they're dealing with colonialism, so they're dealing with the slavery of their own.
Mm-hmm.
But seriously, you know, I mean, you know, mental health is something that we don't take it seriously to the point of people getting help. People don't like to go to support group. People don't like
Right.
to go to therapy. You know, and you know, even if people are just going through a bout of depression, you know, they don't, you know, because of things that are going on in life, they're afraid to go to therapy. I know I went to therapy for what, 2 years after I got a divorce, and my mother came to California, and I had my mom and my son, and I was just like, and my pastor looked at me and said, "You need to go." She says, "You need to go get some therapy." She just looked at me and
Mm-hmm.
said, "You need to go get some therapy." You know, and I did. You know, and it was good for a little while. You know, and then the therapist got on my nerves, so I couldn't do. So I had to not do her. And the ironic thing is I specifically got a an African American therapist because I was hoping that it would make it easier. But she was one of those black on the outside, white on the inside chicks.
Mm.
So yeah, you know. So but at that point, I had done a lot of stuff that I needed to do. You know, as far as myself, you know, and dealing with my mom, you know, and things that I needed to do with her because, you know, now I'm in proximity. I was in close proximity to my mom after so many years. And even though I was
Mm-hmm.
an adult and I was the one in charge, you know, if your parent is living with you, it makes you feel like you're not in charge of nothing. You know, so an adjustment period that I got through. But obviously I made it through because by the time my mom um, went home, we were best friends again. But it took a minute when she first came out here, and I'm a grown woman and I'm divorced, and now my mom's here and she's asking me where am I going and what time am I coming back, that kind of stuff. But
Oh, I read the chat. Paid to collection music. I just saw the chat a minute ago.
yeah, but yeah, people of color, we don't take our mental health seriously. We internalize stress. And and that's why I don't even say it's a black person thing because we're not the only people that have melanated, you know, true melanated skin, and I see it in people that I know that are of other ethnicities, you know. So that's why I say it's just it's we don't like to go to. We think that, you know, going to a therapist is a white people thing. We really do.
Right. And I'll talk about a little bit of that on my channel.
I know, because that's something that you probably know, you know, having just some of the stuff that you've had to work with in your field,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and that's what I'm saying. Just start to, you know, take your channel exactly where it is you've been telling us.
Right, right. And that's what I'm gonna do for the first of the year. And then I'll do spiritual talk, and then I'll do relationship and dating.
Hmm.
There's quite a bit I want to do going into the new year. Um
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking about doing I'm going to do I'm gonna probably do one of my upcoming vlogs on you know, dating or just having relationships, um, and being a caregiver for an being a caregiver. Yep, I'm just talking about that. And then yeah. And also about the divorce rate within the disabled community being about the same as it is outside of the disabled community, and that we divorce for the same reasons that everybody else does. Because with a disability, either it pulls you closer or it tears you apart. Yep, that's what I was saying. That's why I didn't want to just say only us, you know, because it's not just us. It's not just us.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody else came. There's a lot that came through Africa. All of the ones that are in the southern, you know, in countries like India and Turkey, even those in the Far East, who were the only ones who had enough common sense to build a wall around themselves and keep everybody else out. Too bad they
Mm-hmm.
didn't think about doing that on the continent of Africa. Yeah, you have to listen to the conversation.
Hypnotherapy.
Yeah, you have to listen to the conversation that Terry and I had last night. Because last night we were talking, we started, because it was not something we could finish last night. We still got to finish it up. But we started talking about the PLO, Palestinian Liberation Organization.
Mm-hmm.
So we started talking about them on last night, and this really, I think we jumped around a lot, but we got all the way up to the late 50s, all the way up to right before they actually started being called the PLO, which was in 1964. So we're gonna continue talking about that. I talked a little bit about Hanukkah and about how the Khazarian Jews have it for some other thing than what it really is.
Okay. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah.
I have a lot of catching up to do
Yeah, no, I
with
mean, no,
his.
I've just been going on as usual, moving forward, really trying to develop the the night stream. That's why I call it
Mm-hmm.
not the random chat, because a lot of the stuff that I'm talking about in here, some of it is controversial, but it's simply to educate, because people need to know all sides. They don't just need to know the part that they want us to know. We need to know everything, and how it, you know, especially for those of us who are in the diaspora, we need to know how a lot of those things um, have to do with, um, you know, why there's so much discord on the continent,
Mm-hmm.
and and also just knowing about who the occupants of the state of Israel really are versus who we think they are, or who we are told, no, correction, who we are told they are. Because
T Million is correct. He said that black people hold on to both subconscious and conscious traumas, and we don't want to know how to deal with it.
nope, because we hold on to things. We hold on to things that happened to us in childhood. We hold on to things, and there's so many in so many black families. we have so many secrets, so many family secrets, you know?
Mhm.
So many secrets. Let's see. Shem is the father of Asians. Yep. Yep. Yeah. Like I said, everybody came from Africa, but some people came from someplace else because they're not the same species. But I digress. There's been a mixing, and that's the reason why some people have negative blood or no Rh, whatever in their blood, and others do, even though because they believe that originally there was nobody had Rh in their blood. So they still don't know how it suddenly got introduced. But that's a whole nother subject. Oh, Matt said, which one? He said, which Bible? Well, most of the translations that come from the King James are pretty accurate. However, you can also get Greek and Hebrew if you want, to go back to the original languages. Go back to the original languages. Yeah. Because it was originally written in Hebrew, and well, the Old Testament was originally all written in Hebrew, and then the New Testament was mainly written in Greek, even though that wasn't their main language, but because of the occupations in Jerusalem and in Galilee, all of that region that the biblical Jews lived in. I'm just reading that. I'm going back what they're saying in the chat too. Oh yeah, you mean the ones that they consider the Apocrypha books? T-Million, like what is it? There's another gospel. I think there's like another gospel. They call them Apocrypha books. I think my mom had a copy of that. I think I have it around here somewhere. I think I know I have a Catholic Bible too, because the Catholic Bible has added books too. They have, what do they? They have the Book of Sirach, and I think Lamentations. I think those are the two books that they added to the Old Testament. Yeah, I actually on 1SP, I actually have a Torah, and it reads from back to front, because that's the way that the Hebrew Bible reads, from back to front. I have a copy. My pastor gave it to me. It's just that portion, and it's in Hebrew, and then it has the translation in English behind it. I know they did make some changes to it, but at least they had people who supposedly were religious men that did it, because I believe that it was monks, because they were the only ones who had a printing press. So they had monks to who actually did the transcribing of the King James Version, you know, but at least he did put a Bible out there. And now in today's modern age, we have access to all of the different translations of the Bible and all the different books that were not included in the King James Bible. So we are able to make an educated, you know, to educate ourselves on everything in regards to that and know what's right and what's wrong in that particular version of it. You can come off of mute, Miss Kinks.
I was just educating myself and listening to y'all.
Girl, I've taken some Bible courses and all that kind of stuff. I mean, because, you know, growing up in the Catholic Church, all I had was the Catholic version of everything, you know? So I had to learn, you know, I studied other things. I mean, I studied Seventh-day Adventism, but they are so tied to the book of Leviticus, you know, and it just felt like another church that had a whole bunch of rules that aren't necessarily, you know, the rules that God set out for me in today's, you know, if I claim to be a New Testament believer, you know, and then.
Well, what's the best version to read? Because I see they're saying something about the Torah.
Well, for me, I say don't just read one version of it. You know, there's a whole lot of different versions of it, but if you want to really do a good study, I would get a Hebrew, you know, the Hebrew version of it, because then you can see kind of what everything that was in the Old Testament and everything. And then it also is going to include some books, you know. I'm just reading what he's saying. Yeah. Oh, he's talking about the sons of Noah. I'm looking to see what SP is saying. He's talking about the sons of Noah. Yeah, people argue about the sons of Noah all the time because white people don't see themselves in there because y'all weren't in there. So let me just, because y'all weren't in there. I was like, y'all can try to make, I was like, you know, just like we all wonder if there's really an ark up on that mountain in Turkey. Who knows? Because they ain't letting nobody up on that mountain.
Exactly. I got to know the truth, and they're hiding a lot of that from us.
Yep. Because the way that I see it, he was not. That's what I'm saying, T Million. Jesus was through the house of David. And David was of the tribe of Judah. The biblical Jews were people of color. And so was Yeshua. How else could his family go from, you know, Bethlehem, which is in, you know, the current state, you know, occupied Palestine, Israel, whichever way you want to call it, into Egypt at that time? Because at that time, Egypt was people of color. It was not Arabs. Heck, the Arabs may not have even existed at that time. Because that's, you know, how they got in there. That has to do with the Ottoman Empire. That's how you got Arabs in Egypt. But Jesus was a man of color. And he doesn't look like that latest drawing that they put out that makes him look like he's some Arab man. Still doesn't look like him. They didn't make him melanated enough or his hair woolly enough. in that picture. So maybe the Shroud of Turin isn't really the shroud that was actually on Christ. I'm just saying. Because the Catholic Church does have that thing, like really, that thing is really kind of locked up by the Catholic Church. And, you know, I mean, I know y'all may not believe this, but as a former Catholic, I don't trust them at all. Especially, yeah, I don't trust them. So I don't know. I don't know if it is what they say it is. You know, I question that may be him, because if that actually was on his body, then the artist did not draw the person who was under that shroud of Turin. Hey, Miss Mahogany. How are you? But, you know, y'all can send me down the road of talking about different things in regards to the Bible, and yeah, that's, you know, for me, like I said, I grew up thinking that the Spanish Inquisitions were one thing, and then when I left the Catholic Church, I learned that they were something entirely different from what I always thought that they were, you know. And really, that the people who were being persecuted were the people who did not want to put the Pope before God and make him like he was God. And they were called blasphemers for being truthful, you know. But all of that has to do with all this stupid stuff. Oh, I think I lost kinks. All of that has to do with this stupid stuff, you know, in regards to the Church of Yeshua followers becoming the Christian church when Constantine became part of it. What do you mean? Oh, you're talking to 1SP. Or are you talking to me? Because the stuff that I'm talking about, where's that book? I have a book. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find it. Hey, Exploring with Spooky. How are you? Oh, the 13th Tribe. That's your book that you have. And then in regards to the stuff that I was just talking about, let me look at my Kindle. I'm actually looking at my Kindle because I think I have the book in my Kindle. So give me a second and I will tell you. All right, I'm looking at my Kindle, and the book that I was looking at, let me get out of this. Let me get out of this. It's in the book that I'm reading right now. Let me come on out of that. Let me see if I can get out that book. All right, there we go. All right, yeah. Okay, I got it. The name of the book is... Where is it? I got a lot of books in my Kindle, y'all. Where is that book? That's my pastor's book right there. Maybe it's not in my Kindle. It's a book on the Protestant, on the history of the Protestant Church. And it's available on Amazon. But I don't see it in my Kindle. And then we go to download it. Nope. Yep, nope. I don't see it in my Kindle. So maybe I didn't. Oh, here it is. It's called The Story of Christianity. That's the book that I studied and actually went to a class and studied doing Bible studies at my church. And it was talking about the the history of Protestantism and the split from Roman Catholicism. And it talks about what happened, what really happened versus the Catholic version of what happened. Yeah, I'm gonna see who's the book by. The book I'm talking about is by, let me see who it's by. I'll tell you in 1 second. Because it's on Amazon. And it's by Justo L. Gonzalez. It's called The Story of Christianity, the Reformation to the Present Day. So it's talking about when there was the break off from the Roman Catholic Church. So that's one of the things that I studied and that I've read, obviously to get a better understanding, to get some truths versus, stuff that I learned in Roman Catholicism. And as I tell everyone, the reason that I left the Catholic Church, I left prior to the huge blow up with the priest, doing things to young children or to children, period, because it happened in the church that I was at. And they just moved the priest. So that was the end of me being Roman Catholic. Yeah. And this wasn't even the church that I grew up in, because the church I grew up in would have never happened in the church I grew up in. But I'm in California, and yeah. And everybody knows what happened in the Los Angeles Archdiocese of the Catholic Church. So need I say more? But they just moved this guy. Yeah, they just moved him. Of course, later, vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. So God got vengeance. Because from what I know, he had an accident. He was in an accident and he was okay. He just lost the use of one of his eyes. So to me, that meant that God took the use of that one eye. So now he has to use the one eye he has left for seeing, and he can't be looking at little boys. Yeah. Yes, I have. I have researched cognitive behavior therapy. My son actually did, when he was younger, we tried the biotherapy, brain balancing, but wasn't good for him. It does work for some kids, but that didn't work for him. Whose birthday is it? Whose birthday is it? Oh, happy birthday, Exploring. Happy birthday. I hope you do something special for your birthday. He's fine. He just passed out. He's sleeping. He's full. So he's your typical, he has the itis. He ate something and he was sitting here watching, he was watching Netflix. He was watching a movie. And the movie is still on, but yeah. He's now sleeping. Oh, you're making you some money. You'll be too tired. Yeah. I think my birthday next year is, I think it's on a weekend. But I think I think it might be during the week. I think it might be during the week. Let me see. All I know is my birthday's around Super Bowl. But I know it won't be on Super Bowl Sunday. I think it's like in the middle of the week or something. Something funky like that. Like it's something funky like that. Yeah, my birthday is 2 days after. Actually, Super Bowl's gonna be on Groundhog's Day next year, y'all. Super Bowl's gonna be on February the 2nd. Yep, my birthday's gonna be on a Tuesday. Okay, 1SP. I'll go and look. Thank you for letting me know, because you know me and IG. People have to tell me if they send me a message on IG. I'm gonna have to hit Kinks up too. Oh, you got 10 hours left to work? Wow. Wow. Oh, what it means is that when I'm on, I'm not on Instagram every day. I used to be on it every day, but you know, now I'm only on it like every couple of days. I need to be going on it every day though, because I need to be putting my live streams out on there like I used to. I just haven't been doing it. That's not good. I haven't been tweeting them out either. I've just been putting them on YouTube, and sometimes I'm putting them on my Facebook, but I need to do, because I have a Facebook page for this, for Chronicles of an Autism Mom. I don't know. Well, my birthday isn't on Super Bowl Sunday, thank goodness, this year. It was on Super Bowl Sunday 2 years ago, and it was a big birthday. So what did I do? I went and watched the Super Bowl. That's what I did. I went to watch the Super Bowl with some friends. You know, yeah. And this year I didn't really do anything. Oh, I did. I got a massage. That's what I did for my birthday this year. Next year, I don't know what I'm going to do. I will be on YouTube a lot that day, though, because I never work on my birthday. I always take my birthday off from my day job. Yep. So I will be off that day. And I'm going to do some stuff on YouTube. My Instagram, DCThePurpleDiva. It's the same. Yep, it's the same. Yeah, everyone's mine is the same. Thank God. I made it easy on myself. And people will ask me why I didn't change my YouTube channel name when I started doing content. And I said, because my YouTube channel name is my name, and that's a lot easier to get people to remember than to remember what I call my vlogs. It's a long name. Chronicles of an Artsy Autism Mom is a long name. So I'm glad I didn't do that. Because what if I decide to change the name of my blogs? Then I would have to change the name of my channel. And for all intents and purposes, I don't feel like changing the name of my channel. I like my channel being called DC the Purple Diva. Because it describes me perfectly, And when you guys see me when I'm not my avatar, y'all all see that I really have my hair purple. I really have purple hair. And I do have some purple sunglasses too. I think I took that picture when I was listening to my to some music on my phone. Yeah, because if y'all see, I have the headphones in my ears. Yeah, don't worry, Miss Kinks and Curls. I'll send you a overnight. But yeah, T Million, take a look at the book, because we all know that the Bible that we have in our churches, and in our homes, that we all grew up in our homes, is not necessarily the, everything or the most accurate, depending on what version you have. I didn't even grow up with a King James version in my house. As I told you guys, I grew up Catholic. So I had the Catholic version of the Bible. So I had extra books in my Bible. I didn't even know that those other books were quote unquote considered apocrypha books until I came out of Catholicism. So. Oh, no worries. Yeah, I got a bunch of Bibles. And then I got a few different versions of it in my phone too. Because like when I first started really studying like, the word, it was the King James version was not my favorite version anyway because of how it's written. So I started with versions that were written in plain English, and, moved on to more complex versions of it. And then, I did studies on specific books of it. Like my favorite book is the book of Revelation, because I am into end time prophecy, and I look at a lot of the stuff that's going on in the world now and how it's playing out just like it's in the Word of God, because I do believe that that's the Word of God, no matter who wrote it. You know what I mean? And for the most part, the New Testament, a lot of that is just given historical, and then it's letters. In the Old Testament, it's historical, and then books like like the book of Psalms it's a bunch is songs. Then you have like the Songs of Solomon, that, and then you have book Proverbs. Those are that are more, you know, poetic. But you know, yeah. But you know, but for me, you know, I I suggest people look at different, you know, versions of it and compare them. You know what I mean? And then always try to have like a concordance so that you can do cross references, because there's, you know, sometimes you want to cross reference what it's how things are stated in one book versus another book of the Bible. Yeah, you can get that. You can get that, kinks. The first 5. Yeah, you can get that. That's what I have one. That's what I said I have. That's what I was saying I have. It's in Hebrew. Yep, that's what I have in Hebrew. My pastor gave it to me. You can probably get it online, kinks, to be honest. You can probably get it online. I know that is true, but you know, the thing is that some of the words in the original don't even have translations or can't be translated, or when they're translated, it's not exactly the same word. So on some of that stuff, it's not that they really added or took away as far as what's in the books. You know, now I'm not talking about, you know, them determining which books were going to be canon and which weren't going to be canon, because that's a whole nother discussion. But as far as what's in those actual, you know, books that are in what they consider canon, for the most part, it's, you know, a good translation to English, you know, but some of the words, like I say, they couldn't really translate them properly to English, because you have to think about it. English is made up of a bunch of other different languages, and English has the most words of any, you know, it has a lot more words than a lot of other languages, you know. And then you have to think about that certain letters don't exist in Hebrew, or don't exist in the Greek text, because a lot of the New Testament was written in Greek because it was letters, and that was the common language that everyone spoke. Exactly. That's why I said that Shroud of Turin, the picture that is circulating now, which is an artist depiction. I guarantee you, if they had gotten a black artist to do that, that might have looked different than that picture. But that picture looks like a Middle Easterner, you know, like somebody from Turkey. I'm sorry, that's not what Jesus looked like. Bronze means brown. Bronze means brown. Woolly hair means kinky hair, like a lot of Africans' hair. Yeah, Jesus spoke Aramaic. He spoke Aramaic. That's what the Hebrews spoke then. You know? They were Hebrews, and them being called Jews had to do with their religion. Yeah, but see, Egypt at the time of Yeshua was African. It wasn't until later, you know, during the Ottoman Empire that it became an Arab country versus African predominantly. You know, so at the time of Jesus, when his family, you know, fled to Egypt, they fled to a country where the people looked just like them. And they didn't look like Arabs. They looked like Africans because that's what the people there looked like. Just like we know that Moses looked like an African. How else could he have possibly been mistaken as the son of the princess, you know, in Egypt? I'm just saying, you know. Yeah, Yeshua. But, you know, when you do your own research and when you really look at the Bible, Old Testament to New Testament, you will see the African presence, i.e., the presence of people that look like us, all up in there. All up in there. Yeah, and we don't even really know what's in those Dead Sea Scrolls. What's in that? Does anybody know? Or are they still a secret? You know, because we don't know what the Dead Sea Scrolls say. Do we? We have no idea. Oh yeah, the Egyptian Book of the Dead from Egyptology. Man, I be hearing some wild stuff in these YouTube streets about Egypt and about the pyramids and the Sphinx and what people think, and that they think that they weren't there. You know, that Africans didn't actually put them there, and that somehow Europeans made them appear there. Why would you take that? Why would you take those masterpieces from us and try to make that be something that someone else manufactured there? Why? I mean, why would you think that our ancestors were not smart enough, were not brilliant enough to know how to do all of that stuff? You know, I mean, just think about all of the things that were destroyed through invasion after invasion of different tribes, they probably had things very similar to some of the stuff that we finally figured out how to make in the 20th century back then, you know? So I know, kinks, girl, you probably heard the same replay of the same thing that I heard, because I was just like listening. I was like, wait a minute, what did they say? Oh my goodness. But you see, the thing is that for me, it's not it. I don't even like to say that I am a Christian. I like to make sure people understand that I follow Yeshua. That's who I follow, because I don't even go to a non-denominational church. But you have a lot of people in these YouTube streets that don't even have a semblance of believing in the higher one, and they'll just say all kinds of stuff, based on nothing, because they can. It's their opinion, That's the oven going off. It'll stop in a minute. It's done. I had it on automatic to shut off. I was baking something. Yeah, I was baking a sweet potato pie. Y'all caught me. Sorry. It's done because the oven just shut off. And I'll go pull it out in a second and then just put it on the oven. Put it on top. But I always tell people, look at everything, and it may be because I came out of Catholicism. Maybe that made me, want to dig for more, to know what the truth is, and and to make myself study, different versions, so that I know that I know that I know what I know, But the fact that some people are atheists, it amazes me, and everyone has a right to believe or not believe that there's a higher power. I totally get that. I just find it arrogant for any of us to think that we were made out of chaos, and that something higher than us did not actually create what's inside of us, not, and this body, because, we're really a spirit, that's going to live on past these bodies, regardless of what these people are thinking. People who think there is no life after death. Well, you keep thinking that all you want. And I'm going to keep knowing the truth and trying to tell you that truth. Hey, and that may be true, 1SP, I mean, because they just may be just doing whatever. I mean, I would hope that within the larger, there is a remnant that are the true believers that are still here, whether they call themselves a Christian, a follower of Yeshua, a believer, or whatever, I just pray that they exist, you know, because you know, well, ignorance is bliss for some folks, Miss Mahogany. You know, I probably say, like, I know me and a lot of my friends were probably a pain in the butt to those nuns and those priests going to Catholic school, because we were asking questions about all kinds of things. Like, they were so ill equipped to give us a sex education class and then to explain to us the biblical reasons, you know, about, you know, sex before marriage and fornicating, you know. Yeah, that kind of stuff. They didn't know how to explain the stuff because, heck, I can tell you, at least in the Catholic Church, a lot of those people, they don't even know how to read their Bibles for themselves. And if you're not reading it for yourself, then how can you have questions? You know, if you're not reading the Bible for yourself, how can you have questions? I still do what I'm doing. I don't have anything to lose by serving him. If it's all a hoax, you know, if it really doesn't exist, what have I really lost? You know? It's, you know, that's not even my nature to be that, you know, people who just do what they want to do and just live any old kind of way, you know, regardless of the consequences, who don't care about what happens to them in the life after, who don't believe that there's anything after this life, you know, okay, that's fine for them. I just know I've seen too many things in my own personal existence and experience for me to know that there really is a higher power. And I know that from my own personal experience, because that's the only way you can really be a believer, is you have to, you know, and I don't mean it has to be some supernatural experience either, because it doesn't have to be a supernatural experience, but just experiences in your life, things that happen in your life, you know, and things that have happened in my life that I know that there has to be a God. Has to be. I know it is. Every day that you get up is a gift, because every day that you get up, somebody else did not. Someone else did not get up this morning. Someone else did not breathe in and breathe out. The ability to breathe in and breathe out, you don't even have to tell your body to do it. It just does it. Oh, I'm not that kind of believer, Matt. I'm not that kind of believer. I'm sorry. No, I'm not that person. Maybe I haven't arrived to being that kind of person, but if somebody touches me, yeah, it's gonna be not good. I try to be that person, but no, I'm not her. I'm not her. I'm still DC. I have too much DC in me, even at this age. But of course, I'm not out there looking for a fight. And I'm certainly not trying to put myself in a situation, but Yeshua wasn't a punk. No matter how they try to, portray him as this, dainty man. No, he was gangster. He was gangster about who he served and whose son he was. So, yeah, no. Hey, Ready Set, how are you? I don't know. I drank coffee, guys. Ready Set, I've had coffee tonight. I had some coffee. I've had a couple of coffee today. Yeah. Man, I don't even know. It's a miracle that goes on in the womb for 9 months. It's really 10 months, though. Yeah, it's really 10 months. I don't know why we say it's 9 months, but it's actually really 10 months. 40 weeks. But yeah, that's a miracle going on inside of a woman's body. So, is it Manda again? Or do I have hubby this time? Exactly, 1SP. That's what I'm talking about. Gangster. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Hey, Chris. Yeah, Amanda was on earlier. That's why I asked which one of y'all it was. What are you doing? Get the practice. Did anyone remember to get the what? What is that about? I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about, T-Million. Hey, Foreign Exchange. How are you? Foreign EXP. I don't know why I want to say it's exchange. You know what? Because I see the EX. EXP. I'm going to say it right. Foreign EXP. I am doing good. We're just in here chilling, talking. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was I popped up during the day and she caught me. So she came in for like a minute. She came in for like about a minute. But yeah, no. I say, people always say, well, what I believe is personal. It is personal, but I'm not ashamed to say that I believe, and if I'm wrong in the end, then I was just wrong, but I'm living by my faith, or I'm trying to. Exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, I'm like, even with my son, I'm telling you guys, some of the things with him, and where he is today as an adult, it could only be a higher power, And, you know, I sometimes believe because of him being autistic and having more of an innocence about him, that he probably can have more clear understanding, you know, from the higher power than I do. Because I remember when he was younger that he would be talking and I would always, and he would be talking like he was really talking to someone, you know. So I was used to think that there must be angels in the house, you know. Yeah, I can't, to me, I just don't believe that this is it. You know, maybe we're all foolish in believing that, but, you know, it's a risk I'm willing to take, you know. You know, because this can't be the end, not for our spirit man. This may be the end for this physical body, but you know, we all know that when someone dies, I don't know, I've actually been there when someone died, and it's like you can see that the spirit is not in that person after that it's just a shell, and that person is no longer there. You know, their spirit is not there. And, you know, the spirit is something we can't see. Yeah, we do. We definitely have a different perspective of the world, Ready, Set. We do. We definitely have a different perspective, you know. But, you know, my son believes in God all on his own. He doesn't, it's not, you know, obviously that's what I have him surrounded by, but he made a decision on his own. And, you know, he has that understanding on his own in regards to God, you know. And I think I posted something on my Facebook. I didn't post it on YouTube. But there's a video out on YouTube, and it's this boy who graduated from high school in June of this year. I think he graduated from a Christian school or something, and he was the valedictorian. And in his valedictorian speech, he lets the entire student body know that he has autism. And you know, and he, you know, it's a tearjerker, you know, but he, in the speech, he talks about when he started school with these other kids, and how, you know, how each person had helped him to come out of his shell and to, you know, to get involved. You know, I mean, this, you know, he was president of certain, you know, certain groups within it. He became social and ended up graduating at the top of his class, you know. And it's interesting because I guess when he said that, I don't know if they knew he had autism or not before he said that, but he waited until he was graduating up on that stage as the valedictorian of that class, you know. So again, that's another person, a child on the spectrum, that has shown that autism is not what defines our kids. Our kids define who they are. They just happen to have autism, you know. And that's even for ones who are moderate, or those who are severely autistic, because they all have their own genuine personalities that are who they truly, truly are, regardless of having autism. Because my son can be a really, really nice person, which is what he usually is. But if he has a meltdown, he's not a really nice person. He can be a really mean person at that point. So, it's part of his personality. And then he can just get into a mood where he doesn't want to be bothered. Oh, hey, Uppity, I didn't even see you come in. I was so busy talking. What are you talking about, 1SP? Yeah, we've kind of touched on the fact that a lot of us in the diaspora are probably part of the tribes. We've talked about that. Because with all the conquering that was going on, at that time, yeah, they spread out all into Africa. The only ones that anybody that we actually have the full record of is obviously the ones that are in Ethiopia, who are part of the tribe of Dan, I believe. And I believe some of them went to the state of Israel, and they're being treated like second-class citizens, just like, everywhere else. People of color are not always treated equally. What woman was sitting right next to who? I'm missing something. Wow. Oh, wow. Wow. Okay, I'm reading what you said, Miss Mahogany. Wow. Yeah, I've been in the room with someone when they right before, and they saw something that the rest of us did not see. And then you have people who, have what they call near-death experiences, where they actually physically, are dead. And I have a friend who's no longer with us now because he didn't die again. And this time it was for good. But I have a friend who died for 45 minutes. No, 45 minutes. Yeah, he was gone for like 45 minutes. Was it 45 minutes? Or did his fiance say 90? I don't remember. He was gone for a long enough time that he should have had some brain, damage or something. And he told us when he came back that he and the Lord had a long conversation, and he planned a wedding. He started getting on Facebook telling people about how that they needed to eat better, if they were diabetics, to get more green. He was telling people about the Lord, giving his testimony about coming back from the dead. And then 3 days before he was to get married for the very first time in his life, and he was like 51 or 52, he died. He, died. he was, going through dialysis and everything, and he was just trying to stay here until he could marry his fiance, who had been his caregiver for like 7 years. And he had a near-death experience. And he told us he told us some of the stuff, but he didn't tell us everything, But when he came back, and he believed before that happened in the higher one. But when he came back, whatever that conversation he had with Yeshua was, yeah. So I definitely believe that there is life after death, because I have seen someone who went to the other side and came back because God told him to come back. Wasn't ready for him quite yet. They still had some stuff to do. And he did a lot in that next year that God gave him before he went home finally. It probably was, But she's going to she's actually doing, I think, a movie script about their story, because she was his mate. They stayed in the same house. She was his caregiver and all of this stuff, and before they got married, but they lived a sanctified life during that entire time. In other words, they did not, they weren't fornicating. So, they were waiting until they were going to get married. And 3 days before they got married, but she still calls herself, Mrs., by his last name now and everything, because she did everything that a wife would do as his caregiver, except, they did everything, and they were going to get married so that they could do that other thing, but she's doing a movie. She's writing a movie script about it, and she's going to pitch it in Hollywood. Oh, I loved Aaliyah. I loved Aaliyah. You're talking about the singer, right? Are you talking? Oh, no. You are talking about, is that what you call the higher power? 1SP? Well, yeah, I had an experience where I should have been dead. I should have been dead. Because I put myself in a situation. I had myself in a situation, and I should have been, and I should not even be here because of that situation. Because I was in a situation where someone tried to kill me with their car. Yes, indeedy. And yeah, and I was on the hood of that car, and I had to get off. I had to get myself off because they had hit me, and praise God. So talking about having your life flashing before your eyes, there's some crazy people in this world. I think I've mentioned that I had a stalker situation before in my life. And I tell you guys, I don't receive any mail where I live, and I have a P.O. box. Yeah, that's why. Because of a crazy person. Because if a crazy person. Yep. So I, thankfully, They didn't have a gun, and unfortunately for me, I didn't have, something on me, but maybe fortunately, because if I had something on me, I might not even be sitting here having a conversation with y'all right now, but well, I'm going to get a new P.O. box just for the show. Just for my YouTube channel. So as soon as I have that YouTube channel P.O. box, I will happily put it out on my YouTube. But I don't have it yet. And my personal P.O. box is not just my P.O. box, it's my son's P.O. box too. So I'm not doing that to him. Yes, I received my mail at a P.O. box. I have a P.O. box on my driver's license. I do not have my physical address on stuff because I had a stalker previously in my life. David with fan mail. No, he doesn't get fan mail, but he gets mail. Matter of fact, I just had to send something to the Superior Court because they wanted him to do jury duty. So I had to send something to the Superior Court to let them know to take him off of their records because he will not be serving jury duty because of having autism. Now, there are people with autism that can probably serve jury duty. He doesn't happen to be one of them. So, all right, well, maybe, yeah, Darren, crazy is not the word. Crazy, and I'll just say after that event, that same person saw me out, and I said to them, "Don't touch me." And they touched me, and they said that they had to pull me off of the person. So, because I just blacked out. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. They had to pull me off of them. No, yeah. So, yeah. But they don't even live in this state anymore. So we're not even in the same state anymore. Yeah. A crazy one 1SP. Because I didn't want to be her friend anymore. Because she was crazy. That's why. She was crazy. So, and it wasn't even, I don't even think it was the kind where, where if you go take a med, that's going to help. But you know how. I guess she got mad because I didn't want to be her friend no more. Yeah. It happens, Team Million. Yeah. People are not always stalking you for, because they want to, be in a relationship with you that's non-platonic. Some people get crazy if you don't even want to be in a platonic relationship with them. Yeah, crazy. They don't want, get mad because you have other friends. Who are you? Are we in high school? But, it's all good. God saved me. Because I prayed that person away. I said, please, please, please. I don't want to go to jail. Please make them go away. Or put me someplace else. Move me or move them. I said that to God. Move me or move them, because I don't want to go to jail. Child, I don't even know. But in my head, I was thinking that this person was into some other stuff, like some occultic stuff and everything. So that's why I wanted them to get the heck away from me, because I needed to protect my aura. I needed to protect, my spirit. So God moved them. I mean, moved them like 2,500 miles away from here. Move them. So, like I said, I have seen God work. I know there is a God. It was. And this person was around my kid. So y'all know I was crazy. Y'all know I got crazy. I had to get crazy with them. I had to be a crazy person too. Yeah, I had to get out of character to get this person to stay the heck away from me. So that's why I had to pray. Exactly. Had to protect my energy, because it was just, and you could feel it. It's like I could feel it. It was just, and then I started to feel that there was things that I could do that they were jealous about. Just trust me, it was twisted. When I realized what was up. When I realized what was up with this person, So another reason why people on the internet wouldn't have my information, because generally, if you go through situations like that, you're not real trusting the people in the first freaking place after that. And I'm not. I am so not. But I'm ready if that kind of craziness happens again. But it will never happen again, because I will never, ever, ever, ever put myself in that situation again. Just not worth it to me. And I'm too old to deal with that. That person, that was drama. That was drama. I'm like, so this is people really act like this when you don't want to be their daggone friend, or you just want to just kind of back off from the friendship. You try to just be trying to be cool, but you don't really want to hang out so much. And they don't, and then they take it someplace else. So yeah, gotta go. I am ready for Christmas. I don't know if we're gonna go back to see my dad, because I was gonna go, but I may not go. I may wait and go early next year. Yeah. But yeah, as far as Christmas, I think I'm going to get There was one of the things that I saw on Autism Live that's like some type of game that's good for adults as well as children, but helps with social engagement. I think I'm going to get that for him. And then clothes, you know, because he's grown and he's perfectly happy sitting on YouTube on his phone. You know, but if I go back to see my dad, which is still possible, you know, for me to do that because I have the flexibility of working from home. I would just have to let my boss know that I'll be on the East Coast working instead of working Pacific time. But, you know, it's that's what this thing is. It's something that it was something else that will help. It's another one that I like that's a sensory thing, but it works with adults too. So he's going to get a couple of things that'll help him with on the autism, and then everything else is just normal 20-something-year-old clothes. Yeah, because I mean, like when he was growing up, it was really hard to find, you know, things, but he likes to build stuff still. So I'm one of the things I'm getting him is one of those adult, and I'm praying he doesn't have them all over the house, but those adult Lego things where you can build like planes and stuff, you know, because I still remember when Legoland first came around, and I had to literally carry him up out of that place. And he still had his hands going back trying to grab Duplos. Yeah. He loved Legos and stuff, and he still likes to put stuff together, but I think I want him to have something where he's actually putting the stuff together and it comes out to be something rather than him picking up whatever he wants to pick up and making that into his airplanes. So I'm going to get him a real one that he can put together. I know. The Legos. Yes. I was so glad when he got past the stage with that. That was so glad. But I think he needs to have some of that to kind of occupy his, you know, his mind, and it will help him, you know, be more, you know, social, because we can get him to do those kind of projects with someone else. But yeah, I remember when Legoland first came, and because I think when he was younger, that's when they first came out with Duplos, when he was at the age of Duplos. And man, he had the Duplos, and then he went from the Duplos to the Legos, and he had the Lincoln Logs because he liked building things. We had all of that stuff, all of those things. And he had, he was building stuff all over his room. Really? 1SP? Yeah. I don't have to. Yeah. I remember before I was married, I used to do all the work on my own cars. And then my ex-husband didn't know how to work on cars, and he was offended by me working on the car. So he didn't let me work on cars. So I didn't. But because I did work on them before, at least now, most of the time when if I have to take a car to the mechanic, I usually know what's wrong from past experience. And I usually, you know, I know how to put certain things onto the cars, but since I don't like getting under cars anymore, I don't do it. And if I don't have a man that knows how to do it, I have a mechanic that will. Oh, she liked your cooking. You was feeding her, see? Yeah. I know a lot of people think that I can't cook. They assume that I don't cook sometimes because I'm slender, but I am actually a gourmet cook and can cook a whole lot of everything. Even have dishes that I make up in my head. Oh, you told me about that one, SP. And see, that's the thing. It's so funny to me because, like, I know some other men who, are celibate that say similar things to what you say. Because I'm in like this, it's called Celibacy Chronicles that's on Facebook. One of my friends started it before she got married. But she, keeps the group going. And somebody in that group was talking, one of the gentlemen in that group was saying something similar to what you were saying, that, a lot of the women don't honor, him being, celibate. And that they try to see if they can change his mind. I can eat. I sure can eat. I can eat and I can cook. So, and then see, I don't like skinny men, so I better know how to cook. I better know how to cook, because all the big men that I know like to eat. So better know how to cook, But, it's just me and my son most of the time. So I cook simple dishes most of the time, and because that's what he likes. I save the fancy stuff for, like special occasions or holidays and stuff. But it's very difficult, I think, when SP dating or trying to date, for a lot of people who want to be celibate. I mean, even among, those who say that they're believers, because I can tell you, like, before I was married to my former husband, when I dated other gentlemen who were supposedly believers, I'm telling you, it was easier to date a gentleman who was not a churchgoer, because he would respect the no more than the gentlemen who were churchgoers. Yeah, but she was tripping. No, she probably just decided she made a mistake, but hey, too late. Yeah. Stalkers. I'm like, I had a stalker when I was younger too. Huh. That one was a guy. It was a guy who I broke up with. Huh. Yeah. And that was when I was in college. Ugh. Yeah, that was when I was in college. I didn't even live anywhere near school. Like, I had because I went to USC, but my dad lived in Pasadena at that time. And so I was in Pasadena. Yeah, and this guy came all the way out there and hopped the fence of the gate in the parking lot and came and knocked on my front door. I have to laugh about it now, y'all, because it's funny, you know, when you think about it in hindsight. But he wasn't prepared, you know, because I had a friend over, you know, who happened to be a male, and we weren't even dating. We were just friends. But I was so glad he was there. I was so glad that he was there. Because, man, that was kind of crazy too. Because he had me jumpy for a while after that. I'm like looking everywhere. It's like, is this dude gonna jump out of the bushes somewhere? Is he still coming around and stuff? You know, I was like, but dang, man, I wasn't even really with somebody else. I was sitting there with a friend. We were kicking it, and we were at my and here's the thing: I was at my dad's house. This dude came to my dad's house. My dad had a condo. This is before he had, yeah, because this is when my dad had just come out to California, and I was at his house. Man, ooh. But my dad wasn't even there, thank God. Thank God my father wasn't there. And I was just sitting there watching the movie with one of my friends. But my brother was in bed in the back room. Man, I'm telling you. That's what I was like. I'm so glad all the crazy things in my life happened before the internet. You know, because that kind of stuff, you know, people broadcast all that kind of craziness nowadays. I wouldn't, but they do. Yep, I was at Pop's house. Sure was. I'm like, I'm glad my daddy wasn't home, though. I'm telling you. Dude jumped the fence because we lived in, you know, it wasn't like, you know, I mean, those of you who are familiar with California and, you know, Pasadena, you know, that's where they do the Rose Bowl and stuff. And yeah, there are parts of Pasadena that may not be, you know, the best parts of town, but that wasn't the part of town we were in. I don't even know how this dude got over the fence for the parking and found where we were. So, yeah. Hey, Alien Diff Entertainment. Hi, how are you? All right, thanks, Chris. Thank you. I know. God, have I been on here for 3 hours? Jeez. Wow, I didn't even realize we had been on this long. You see how you guys get me? I did not shoot down one SP. What did I do? Oh, he said, I didn't even see that. I didn't see that message. I'm just now seeing that message, Matt. I'm just now seeing that message. I didn't see that before. So no, I wasn't blowing them off. I didn't see it because I wasn't looking at the comments. Yeah, but I didn't realize we had been on here for like 3 hours. Wow, guys. And y'all hung with me. I love our not so random chats, you know. And I know I had a little bit, we had to talk a little bit about some of the negative stuff going on YouTube, but I promise you that it always ends positively and always with, everybody leaving with some knowledge. I hope, I hope, but I'm so glad you guys came out tonight, and I will be definitely looking out for those of you who are content creators. You looking out for y'all's videos. Hint, hint. And the rest of you who are my supporters, I just thank you so much for just coming through. I appreciate each person that comes through, and when I see you guys in other chats and stuff, when I send you the little smiley with the heart faces and everything, because I'm happy to see y'all there too. So I just thank y'all for coming out tonight. I know it's late for most of y'all, and it's even late for me here in the West. But until later on today, because I probably will pop up. If I don't have a really busy day, I'll pop up for at least 30 minutes during the daytime. Until then, guys, peace and blessings from the West Side. Bye, everybody. Thank you.